Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Sideline Eye podcast. It's a bit of a different show today, as I'm joined by two men that are bringing a play about Armagh winning All Ireland to a couple of clubs throughout the county. So we're here to give them a bit of a promotion, and I'm delighted to be joined by Niall Conway and Raymond Murray. The two men's going to tell me about the concept of the play, how it came about, what it's about, and where it's going to be. So, Niall, let's start with you. This is your play. You wrote this and wrote it a couple of years ago. It wasn't originally intended for Armagh.
No, I suppose my background is I'm a Tyrone man from Dunamana Village, North Tyrone, outside Strabane, and I had written a play about, so I have to get this on here saying I'm in Armagh, but I wrote the play originally about Tyrone winning Ireland, All Ireland in '05. My club's Clonagale, we're a small enough club up there, and but we had two superstars, megastars, Brian Durher and Stephen O'Neill. In '05, Stevie was Player of the Year, and Brian lifted Sam for the first time. So there's a wee bit of tribute or homage to them. I played with the lads in club football and stuff, so just a wee bit of tribute to them. I thought I'd write this play. And it just didn't get the stage, which was a couple of times it almost did, just by logistical issues and timing, it didn't get the stage. And, you know, while I was cheering on Armagh last year,
do you believe in Raymond?
like I'm wearing an almost nearly
Very close.
As near as orange as I'm ever going to wear, I think. But anyway, over the winter, then I just thought, there was good feedback on the play initially, and I thought, well, the formula's there and the template's there. Maybe I could just, update it and adapt it for Armagh, and yeah. So, and I suppose second time around, maybe it's a bit more polished and kind of change the ending a wee bit and all of that. So I think it's maybe a better production or output, So that was a background to it. And then a bit of a struggle, trying to get through some of the Amdram groups, and they were just busy with their own stuff and through some of the clubs. And eventually then kind of come to an impasse again. And I almost was going to just leave it. And then my cousin, I better give him a shout out, Brian Devine in Lurgan. He supports Tyrone, by the way. I have to get that in as well. Brian said, look, I have a connection, Raymond Murray, a Clan Ironman, and after me almost giving up on it, spoke to Remy and talked about it, and then sent him the script. He says, God, that looks good. That's something different. That's something interesting. Yeah, he says, I can get a cast for you in 2 days. And 2 days work. A week later, we had a cast, and the guys were rocking and rolling with rehearsals. So yeah, so we've a few nights planned. We're kicking off. We're in Ballymacnabb here, so we're kicking off in Ballymacnabb, and it's a fantastic setting we have here. So that's Bank Holiday Sunday, and then the next weekend is going to be in Ballymacnabb again. Scheduled for the Saturday, the 10th. But if the Ulster final changes, that may change that to the Sunday the 11th, and then the next Saturday we're up in Lurgan in Clonagale, and then Clonairon is a date to be confirmed in around mid late May. So yeah, so we're looking forward to it. It's something different, and say the guys are rehearsing away, and Remy is a very experienced Amdram background, production and all of that, So the guys are doing a brilliant job. They've added in a few extra bits and pieces that I didn't have, which is fantastic. And of course, I had to take out some of my very dodgy North Tyrone dialect as well, and put on a few.
Don't use the word wild as much.
I still try to get Thran in there, but anyway, so the guys have chopped and changed it, and I think it's going to be a really, really good night. Good bit of crack and a great reminisce as well. So we've Remy can talk maybe more about the characters, but we've got three main characters. This wee old cantankerous man, who's from South Armagh,
Type.
yeah, typecast, who's just a real typical GAA fanatic, Armagh fanatic, Kieran McGuinney fanatic, and you cannot say anything against Armagh McGuinney. And his next door neighbour comes to him with all the games. He's kind of more neutral. And then for a bit of contrast, we have the third person is very different to Remy, who plays Francie. Is a guy, character is JP, Michael, playing him, and he rocks up in this lucky shirt, Hawaiian shirt. He's there in the sunglasses, and he's more interested in maybe getting a wee beer or checking out some of the ladies, and gets all the names of the players wrong and hasn't been to an Armagh game in a while. So obviously there's a bit of a of a clash with the two boys, so that's kind of the premise of it. But there's a few wee twists and turns as well, so. But maybe I'll let Remy take a bit more about the characters.
Well, that's a fairly thorough answer.
I think those characters that you're describing, we all know people that you were describing there.
I think that's the strength of them. Actually, everybody would look at them and go, "I know him." The two extreme characters are myself and Michael. I wouldn't miss a match either. Not a traditional GA. Michael is playing a character called JP, just Johnny come lately. Hasn't been in a match since the Tyrone 2003 final when we got beat. Jumped off the bandwagon. He's now back on it at Armagh, showing signs again. And Aaron Murphy's playing Desi, just basically the referee between the two, if you like, And there are some great contrasts and fights to be broken up, I've enjoyed every minute of playing this character because I'm a cantankerous old man. It's not very difficult. Yeah, no, as Niall said, he came to me, came with a script. I read through it, and Niall, by his own admission, hasn't much experience of actually putting stuff on stage. But I think between his script and between my experience of having done that sort of thing, we've come up with a really good recipe here. And I agree. A real big hit, and I think it might go beyond here. And I would endorse what he also said about Ballymacnabb. I was coming up here today, excuse me, not knowing what to expect. It's a fantastic venue, 250 seater there, stage and light and sound, all that there. We'll walk in. It's purpose-built for us. We're absolutely thrilled with it, and we're delighted that Ballymacnabb are going to be first to stage it, and they're going to take it twice. A real credit to them. There's some other clubs, with all due respect to them, that smelt around it and then thought, no, we'll see how it goes. So we'll see how it goes, but we'll see how it goes in Ballymacnabb first,
And in terms of rehearsals and everything, Raymond, what's the time frame? I suppose, how long have you been rehearsing? How often do you rehearse during the week? Or
normally it's a straightforward process, but the week before I'm on holidays, and the week before that, Michael and Aaron are on holiday, so we've had to squeeze it up tight. We're more flat out now than we would normally be 3 weeks in front of a production. So we want to get to that point by about the 20th of April, where we needed to go on the 21st of April. We could. I'm back on the Thursday. We're on here on the Sunday, so it's going to be flat out. It's going to be 8 hours homes 2 days. At the minute we're doing about. We've been doing 3 nights a week. We've now stepped that up to 4. For example, we're doing 4 hours this Sunday. It is hard work, but you don't. The rewards are worth far more than hard work. Hopefully we come off this stage and people are raving about it. Hard work would have been worth it. But it is. I won't deny it. It is very time consuming, particularly with those additional constraints and just life's test upon us in terms of holidays and other commitments and family and stuff like that. But we get there, and we get there well.
And Raymond, you obviously have a background. You've been on stage before.
I have many times. I'm a member of the human chorus group in Craigavon, MADS, Moy Robbery Arts and Drama Society. And I've written a few plays myself, which have been on in the Armagh Marketplace and one of them in the waterfront in Belfast. So I do have that experience. I'm not a professional at it. I don't claim to be brilliant at it. But I've enough experience to know, technically and logistically what's required to get it on. So yeah, and we would get there, and Ballymacnabb's community hall going to make that an awful lot easier for us because it's pretty much there for us, With Clonard and Clonagale, they're probably not as suitable to it, but we'll adapt to the circumstances there, and we make sure that the show goes on there.
And Niall, have you seen many other rehearsals? And are you happy with what you've seen so far?
Everybody's good except for Raymond. No, obviously these guys are experienced, and I did a bit of a handover for a couple of nights at the start, and then I let them to it. And then I was down on it was down this week, Wednesday night or whatever, Tuesday night, and it was amazing. The guys were brilliant. And it's just the contracts of the characters. Contrast just makes the comedy. And it's I'm just looking forward to seeing it. But because they're rehearsing at the minute in the house and they just wear civvies. I can't wait to see it on stage with full regalia and kit and the bits and pieces of staging we had. So I can't really see it live. And you know, I know we're here. We're biased, like, but we think it's going to be a really good night. So we you know, at the minute, as Raymond mentioned, you know, we're going to Lurgan for a couple of nights after Ballymena, and there's it'd be nice to take it down to South Armagh. If there's any of the South Armagh clubs, or even towards Newry direction or whatever, Camlock or whatever over there. It'd be nice, I think, to have it down there, because, you know, you'd have the pick of South Armagh to come and see it, you know. So I think it's and obviously we've a wee bit of the old North Armagh, South Armagh rivalry going on, and Raymond here's, you know, because his character is based on South Armagh. He's very fond of the Red Diesel and all that, you know. So there's quite a bit of, we try to inject a wee bit of North.
Put it in my car now. I didn't drink it.
So there's a lot of that going on, you know. But it's just a big good night's crack, you know, a big good night's crack. Hopefully we get a few punters and they'll enjoy it, you know.
And the play's called the Lucky Shirt, and you mentioned JP's Lucky Shirt. That's a big thing in the play.
It's called the Lucky Shirt because, obviously JP rocks up on the first day with this like Hawaiian shirt on and the sunglasses, and he's there maybe for a beer and see if there's any nice young ladies about and talk about all his business ventures. While Francie here, played by Remy, he's just hard and fast, focused on Armagh. So he rocks up with a lucky shirt, as he calls it, and then, you know, he's get a bit of grief to this man here. And so third game man against Donegal, what does he do? JP changes
too much away.
No, we got to tease the audience here. But there's a twist to the lucky shirt too, but it all loves happily ever after, you know, and a couple of nice wee twists at the end. So it's just called the lucky shirt again, something different, you know. So you know.
I think it was said everybody will recognize somebody, you know, who they'll recognize me as being somebody that they know, you know, and that's whether they laugh at me or Michael or Aaron, they'll laugh at the person who they know to be, you know.
And I think, Raymond, because you're an Armagh man, like last year was so historic and brilliant, and like,
it was absolutely amazing. You know, I was at the final in 2002, and you were very grateful. Now, I'll have to say, now, we thought in 2003 we should have beaten Tyrone, and we thought in 2004 we should have beaten Fermanagh, and we thought in 2005 we should have beaten Tyrone. Armagh, man, you know, believe this, should have won 4 All-Irelands. And we should have won the 2 before that. We've only got 1. And I personally wasn't sure if we were ever going to win another one in my lifetime. And we came, you know, we reached the 3rd division at one stage, you know, we were beginning to despair, you know. So when we set off last year, and we beat Fermanagh, and with all due respect to them, we would have expected to. And we beat Down, and we only narrowly beat Down, and we would have expected to beat them. And Donegal, we kind of thought, well, this is probably tough, but we had them beaten, you know. So the despair kicked in again when we were beating on penalties. Well, we were terribly impressive against Westmeath, but we got there, but then it kind of lifted off. The Derry thing, I know Derry were on a slight decline, but we really did give them a hammer, like, you know, up there. And then we went against a good Galway team and we drew with them. And we beat Roscommon well, all the end of the reduced. And so then you really started like All-Ireland semi-final, but Kerry, and then Kerry get their goal and you're 5 points down. And you're thinking, well, we got to the semi-final this year. But it kept just picking and picking beyond our expectations. My favourite moment, the Clan-Iron man was when the ball was kicked out and around. Fisted it over the bar, and you kind of knew that's it all over. I know the Goshen had to put an absolute magnificent ball out of the sky to seal the deal, but semi-final for me was perhaps even more exciting than the semi-final than the final. And I would say that about 2002 as well. I remember the Dublin match, the brilliant sunshine. The Dubs were up of the walk, you know, and it was just, we didn't come home with a cup that day, but we did against Kerry and we did against Galway this year. But it was just such an emotion, and I didn't get to the final, but it was a relief, you know. Even as much as the first one was a relief, the second one was 2 All-Irelands now, you know. And I'll tell you what, it's hard to beat again this year. Very hard to beat. You can cough away. We see you in the semi-final.
By the time we're recording this, or by the time this has gone out, I think hopefully Armagh Tyrone will be in the Ulster semi-final, but this is the... But you'd mentioned the Clonairon contingent, Raymond, like 5 All-Ireland medals now in the club, 2 All-Stars. Barry got nominated for Player of the Year as well.
Look, it's been, as a Clonairon man, we went for a long, long time. From before my playing days, through my playing days, and after my playing days, I'm starved of success. Intermediate championships, great and all that, and winning second divisions and all that. But we've won a couple of championships now in the last 4 seasons, and to have that for our own club is brilliant. To have TK and really high profile players like TK and Connor Turbin and Barry, who I think was a little bit unfortunate. I don't want to knock the winner of Player of the Year, but I thought Barry was really right there in terms of impact upon the championship. And we had Daniel McGee and Sean McCarthy on the fringe of the panel helping out there too. So we 5 boys that were involved, and like in 2002 with none, and in 1977 we with one player, Frank Tillman, player, but he didn't start the game. He came on later in the game. So for us to be as high profile within that, a team that won the All Ireland Senior Championship, it's just the club is absolutely buzzing, like, you know.
And just before we finish up now, so first night, 4th of May, is here in Ballymacnabb. The next week it'll be here as well. Not sure if it's going to be Saturday, Sunday. It'll be the 10th or the 11th. The following week,
on Saturday is Clonagale and Lurgan, and then the Clonairon date is to be confirmed. Just with and I say we're hoping maybe some of the South Armagh clubs might get involved as well. So, you know, if they can give us a shout if they want to get involved and be part of the crack.
So any South Armagh clubs up for hosting the Lucky Shirt, you can contact me on my own social media platforms, or either of the 2 boys, and we'll get you fixed up. So that's a brilliant show, boys. Thanks very much for coming on. Really looking forward to it, to seeing it in Ballymacnabb and further afield. And as I said, anybody wants to find out information, contact me or the 2 boys, and we'll give you all the information we can. Tickets will be available. I know Ballymacnabb have started their tickets, and I think Clonagale have as well. So again, check out their social media platforms for any information. So that's all for today's show. We'll be back at the weekend. It's Easter, so there's no activity on, but we'll be back hopefully, as I say, for the Ulster semi-final in 2 weeks' time, possibly against Tyrone. So thanks for the 2 men for coming on. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll talk to you all for the next podcast.